happenings as far as sports is concerned, and here we are to fulfill that obligation. I guess we've got so many stories for you, but we're going to be looking at some of them. Then, like I promised in the morning, the top 5 leagues. So we're going to be giving you the fixtures as well as the Nigerian Professional Football League. We'll also be doing that on the show this evening. Remember the Milan derby between Inter and AC. What transpired in that game between former Manchester United teammates Romelu Lukaku and Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Right now, the both of them have been given a one-match ban, and not just because of the fact that they exchanged words with each other. It was because of the fact that Zlatan was already on the yellow card. Then later he also fouled a player, which resulted to his sending off. But for Lukaku, he has missed. He has gotten one yellow card before that very day, so it will be missing one game. But those games are going to be the Coppa Italia. For Inter, their match against Juventus, the first leg of the semi-final, Lukaku will not be part of that deal. But for Zlatan, it will be next season in the Coppa Italia. So that is what we are going to be discussing on the show. Then for Benfica and Arsenal, remember the UK government right now, anyone coming from any other country will have to isolate for 10 days. They are both looking at ways where they can talk to Europa, the league organizers. They are in talks right now over that match of the Europa League last 2, to be held over a neutral venue. So that is what we are expecting. We hope that by the time they give them that go ahead, maybe they could take that game to another place. Then Dinasha Smith said that as a black woman, I basically take a knee every day, and she's still standing for taking the knee and still supporting the Black Lives Matter. Yes, whichever way you have to take it, or the racism, the fight against racism and all that. That is what she does every day as an athlete, and we really give her thumbs up for that, because she is an athlete. Whenever she wants to run, you have to put your knee on the ground. So that's one way she used to do it every day. All right, good evening and welcome to your favorite sports show on radio. It is called Sports Fiesta, and it's reaching you live on 92.7 KFM down here in Benin City. I am behind the microphone this evening. Wosagbeka is my name, and you can call me the Sports Maestro. You'll be right on point. I've got the Okapata of the hall, Salihu Ibrahim, the Ibracadabra of sports. Like I told you, we are making your evening a memorable one. Ibrahim, good evening and welcome to the show. Let's begin from what happened at San Siro in the Coppa Italia quarterfinal match between AC Milan and Inter Milan. Yes, a winner emerged in that game. Lukaku, who is one of those that have been banned right now, scored from the penalty spot to level things before that fantastic free kick from Christian Eriksen sealed victory for Inter. But right now, what we are getting is that two of them we have to miss one game each.
Yeah, but it's not because of the issue between them. It's because of something else that happened. One, Zlatan Ibrahimovic got a red card in that game, and because of that, he has to observe an automatic game suspension. And for Romelu Lukaku, it was the second time in the Coppa Italia that he was getting a yellow card. So that means that he's going to miss one game. So from what we hear, that incident, the altercation between them, might still be subject of an investigation. And once they investigate an issue and any party is found guilty, the person could be out for a very long time. We could be having at least a 3-man ban or a 4-man ban or a 5-man ban, depending on what the committee who will investigate that incident will come up with as the gravity of that offense. So it was really disappointing to see both players go at it the way they did. They said some pretty nasty words to themselves. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, I thought, was enjoying the anger that Romelu Lukaku was exhibiting, and that he was just laughing. And you could see Romelu was dead serious, and it took his own teammates to hold him back, and also the teammates of Zlatan Ibrahimovic basically forming a wall to protect him so that they don't clash. It wasn't something that you enjoyed seeing, and especially the words that they now use towards each other. Romelu is saying, I'll see you inside, and all of that. And Zlatan also saying some really nasty things both of them said things that we later got to know about each other's mother. Zlatan Ibrahimovic said something about about Romelu Lukaku's mother, and then Romelu Lukaku said something about his wife and his mother. Whatever it is, you don't allow it to go that far. You just end it there. If you, I think it is even childish for players that have been on the international scene, that have been at the top of world football for many years, to be exchanging words and maybe arguing like teenagers who are just starting football, to be one will be telling the other I'm better than you, and it's just silly when you see grown men behaving in such a manner. But that's even bad enough. But for you to now start talking about others' family before the full glare of the world, and these days, because there are no fans in the stadium, whatever you say is echoed. People hear it at home. They don't need to even filter it, or in the past they will want to get a lip reader to decode what you were saying. This time you could hear them clearly. Some of the nasty things that they were saying to each other. Really disappointed. I hope the Italian Football Federation investigates this, and whoever is found guilty should face the full wrath of the law.
All right, we hope that after the investigation, then we'll be expecting them to come out put a decision. Okay, talking about this tie, we understand right now that it's not really easy for games to be to take place in some countries. UK is one of them, honestly, and right now it is really, really, it is really tough at the moment. When Arsenal and Benfica, they are both going to meet in the last 32 games, and they both decided to take their matches to a neutral venue because of what is going on in the UK right now, because you have to isolate for 10 days before you get to play in the UK. So looking at all this and what it will cost the opposition team, I think that is what led Arsenal and the Benfica to discuss the UEFA about moving it because of the coronavirus restrictions. Alright, that is what we are getting as far as that game is concerned. Before we talk about athletics and talk about Dinasha Smith, then also look at the fixtures, then the gossip session. Well, let's talk about Amaju Pinnick. Yes, he's set to go in for the FIFA Council elections, and he's confident. And we have also heard people saying, okay, give him that support and give your backup to Amaju Pinnick, and he's definitely going to do Nigeria proud. Ibrahim, well, we know that once he gets there, yes, we are looking at what will benefit from here. And being the NFF president, I think this is another big opportunity for something good, to come into Nigerian football as far as Amaju is going there.
Yeah, but what he's saying right now is that he's not going to allow his personal ambition to get in the way of tackling the financial problems that the Nigeria Football Federation is in at the moment. He has admitted now that players and officials of the Super Eagles have not received their allowances and bonuses for the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. He also said that Ginatro, the manager of the team, has not been paid for 5 months. Wow. So he is saying that what is paramount to him, what's most important to him right now, is how to get the NFF out of the financial problems that they are facing at the moment. And he said that a request for a FIFA Council seat is in the interest of the continent, and of course, as the head of the Nigeria Football Federation, he must ensure that all is well at home first before seeking that post. That it is a government responsibility to ensure that the players are paid and the officials are also paid. So he said he was in Abuja and he found out that it's only a matter of modalities. That's what is delaying the payment of the allowances and bonuses to the players and officials. According to him, he's been meeting with people, and very soon he's hopeful that the money will be paid. So the national team players, they have been waiting for 19 months for their unpaid bonuses and allowances, while the manager of the team Genetro is being owed 5 months' salary, and the goalkeeper trainer, Aloy Agu, over 22 months of unpaid wages. So this is the situation, and Pinnick is saying that with the pandemic and the challenges that's facing oil companies, still have this tough for their sponsors, ITIL, who are responsible for the payment of the coaches, and that's why we are having this situation that they have made moves to pay Aloy Agu 9 months of the 22 months that he's been owed, and then they are left with Genetro, and he's sure that his own will also be sorted out soon. They said they don't want to owe anybody. That's the mentality with which he came into the NFF, and unfortunately these are circumstances beyond their control, but they are doing everything that they can. Unfortunately, according to him, the toxic atmosphere that pervaded football in Nigeria for the first few years of his reign as NFF president also affected the sponsors. How many people were willing to come out to be their sponsors, and all other stuff. And well, despite all the Ozamaju Pinnick became the first person to be re-elected president of the Nigeria Football Federation.
Yeah.
That place, it's even more difficult. As one time I said, look, to become NFF president, it seems like it's even more difficult than contesting an election to be governor of a state in Nigeria. Seriously, that it's not supposed to be a political position, but with what is happening in Nigeria, it is one of the most political positions in Nigeria at the moment. So that's why it's been so difficult for people to be re-elected in that position. But Ahmad Pinnick has been able to break that things. He got re-elected, and now looking at the financial situation, he knows that it is very poor, and they have got to do their best to pay. You don't want a situation where players of the Super Eagles would not want to honor national invitations because of unpaid wages. And who knows? I think somebody was asking the question: is it because of unpaid wages? That's why the Super Eagles let slip a 4-goal lead against Sierra Leone, but against Sierra Leone. I now said, look, we had Ahmad Pinnick when he went to the dressing room, and he told them that he had given them everything, and no player there said no, we are being owed. But I'm sure it's not all of them. It's not every player in the Super Eagles right now that went to the 2019 African Cup of Nations. So he's talking about specifically those who went to the African Cup of Nations in 2019. And then the manager of the team, if you are owing him 5 months, it's going to create some issues. And I know they are trying their best to see how they can get away from this situation of owing managers. I recall ahead of the 2013 African Cup of Nations, we're on air one day on TV and we're discussing, and the issue of Stephen Keshi not being paid came up, and one of my guests in the studio then was saying that Stephen Keshi is being owed about 4 months' salary and everything. And Chris Green, who was the chairman of the technical committee of the NFF, called into the show immediately, yes, and he said he is disappointed that the issue is being discussed. And my guests were like, is he being owed or is he not being owed? And I said, of course, he's being owed. They did not deny that they were not owing him, but they had plans to pay him, so they don't understand why it is becoming public knowledge at that point. But of course, we had to okay, please, NFF, you know that we are going for a major tournament, the African Cup of Nations. Yeah. And it's not nice to be owing your manager or for your players to be complaining of not getting wages before a major competition. So you got to do your best to ensure that you pay. And I said, yeah, they were working, and of course, the monies were paid, and Nigeria went on to win the African Cup of Nations. So I hope that this one too, they will resolve it very soon, and we'll have a situation where they are not owing anybody. It's really disappointing that you have this a person like Aloy Agu, who has served Nigeria for such a long time. So way back, Aloy Agu started playing for Nigeria at under 20 level I think in 1985, I think he was part of the Flying Eagles in 1985.
Wow.
So for him to still be in the national team setup, of course he loves Nigeria. Aloy Agwu lost 2 of his teeth playing for Nigeria. Yeah, was that the match against Ghana? Yeah, I think it was against, was it Ghana or Cameroon now? Yeah, no, I think it was against Cameroon, trying to qualify for the World Cup, and he lost his teeth, you know. So it's something that you've got to try as much as you can to make these people comfortable. So I hope, as Amadou Pinika said, that he's taking it very seriously. So we hope that very soon this unpaid wages will be given to the players.
All right, we don't want to hear that it's as a result of this that they're free to get the ticket to AFCON or better still perform at the AFCON proper. I understand how it works, but then the number one match should try and get these things sorted out, as he has said. Okay, let's go on our first break on the show. When we return, we'll talk about Dina Asha-Smith. Then we now come back to football, then look at other stories. Stay tuned.
When you think durability and great value for your money, only one name comes to mind, and that is Jasogwe Auto Care, a subsidiary of Jasogwe Global Network Cars and Heavy-Duty Vehicles. Solite Battery made in Korea, Everstart Battery made in Korea, and GS Yuasa Battery made in Japan, and other batteries. At Jasogwe Auto Care, we are committed to making our customers happy with our affordable batteries, which are direct from the manufacturers. Jasogwe Global Network is a very reliable name in the sale and installation of CCTV cameras for your homes and offices, power backup solutions and components consisting of solar PV module, solar inverter, and sealed maintenance-free batteries. Visit us today at Jasogwe Global Network, 59 Akbakaba Road, Benin City, Nigeria, or call us on 0803-8624-858 or log on to www.jasogwe.com. Jasogwe, value for money.
Welcome back, and in case you're just joining us, it's Sports Fiesta reaching you live on 2.7 KUFM down here in Benin City. With me, Egusa Egbeka, the Sports Maestro, and Salihu Ibrahim, the Bracadabra Sports. Okay, like I told you, let's quickly talk about Dina, then we'll come back and talk about somebody who is not representing Sierra Leone as national team, as a player, but represents Germany, you know, in the international level. But he has decided to help Sierra Leone, you know, following the COVID-19 pandemic. So we'll be talking about Antonio Rudiger, but quickly, let's just talk about this woman. I understand because she's an athlete and she does 100 meters, 200 meters, and before taking off, you know, you have to, you know, put a knee on the ground. And she has said that as a black woman, she basically take a knee every day, talking about Asha-Smith, who won gold over 200 meters and silver at 100 meters at the 2019 World Championships.
Yeah, she's a black woman, and she was asked about taking the knee, you know, Black Lives Matter and everything. So she feels that as a black person, as a black person in sports, she faces the challenges that you know, she witnesses firsthand, because as a person of color in the United Kingdom and also in world, everywhere around the world, sometimes you've got to do something extra to get to that position that you are occupying. And unfortunately, we've had stories of discrimination, although not very obvious, but when you probe, you get to find out that some of these athletes are discriminated against just because of the color of their skin. Maybe some kind of endorsement that they would have given to somebody if she were white. Jessica Ennis, for a long time, was the face of British athletics. She's white. She was, she alongside Mo Farah were the faces of the London 2012 Olympic Games. Yeah, she went on to win gold. But then Asha Smith is basically doing the same thing. But does she get that kind of support that Jessica Ennis got those days? So maybe that's what she meant by, you know, as a black person, she is basically taking the knee every day. So she understands that she's got to be there for everybody who needs it. And she was asked if she would take the knee the way they do in football. And she said, absolutely, of course, she is going to do that if it is required of her.
All right, from there now, let's come back to football. And this time, let's discuss Antonio Rudiger and what he has said concerning the people of Sierra Leone. Yes, he is an international star. He has made it in football, playing for Germany. And right now, he has decided to help Sierra Leone as a country. So even he met with the president of Sierra Leone in London and also presented a signed jersey to him. So you remember his jersey number 2, and that jersey was signed. So he gave it to the president of the Sierra Leone president. So talking about COVID-19 relief and helping the people of Sierra Leone, this is something really good. And from a superstar like Antonio Rudiger, who represents Germany, but right now he has decided to assist the people of Sierra Leone. I think this is
his parents are from Sierra Leone. They fled the war in Sierra Leone and went to Germany, and he said he found succor in Germany and that he grew up with people from all over the world. There were Arabs, there were other people. So he really enjoyed his growing up in a suburb in Germany, and eventually he made it big as a footballer. And he said he used to be poor, so now that he has money, he has to give back to the society. He's not just supporting Sierra Leone, he's also supporting Germany. And he met the president of Sierra Leone some time ago, Julius Maada Bio, and of course he gave him his signed Chelsea jersey, and he bought about 60,000 face masks for people back home in Sierra Leone, and he also supported education in Sierra Leone by giving money. And he said, okay, with time he believes that he's even going to set up a business in Sierra Leone. But apart from that, he has also been doing great stuff for them in Germany. He went to the hospital that he was born in Germany and told them, he asked for what he could do to support them, and he had that, you know, health workers, most of them, they come there, they even have to pass the night in the hospital because of COVID. And he said, okay, you know what, I am going to feed all the health workers for 3 months. Wow, so that's what he is doing. He pays for the health workers to be giving food for 3 months in Germany. So it's great what he has been able to do. I'm really, really happy that he didn't turn his back on his country, even though he can claim he's Germany because he was born there and everything. But his parents, remembers the ancestry of his parents, and he said because of the cosmopolitan nature of the suburb he grew up in, there were Arabs, there were Polish people, there were different classes of people. He basically grew up as a citizen of the world, and he's proud of that heritage. Particularly, I've mentioned my own upbringing in an army barracks, and I said, look, those in places like the army barracks, you get, or whatever barracks, you meet people from all walks of life. You meet people of different religion, different creeds, different ethnicity and everything, and you basically just grow up in a mini Nigeria. So when you meet people of other tribes later on in your life, you are able to basically just see them as your brothers, because these are people that were your neighbors all your life that you were growing up. Your next door neighbors are usually people from different ethnic groups, and you've got to play with them, you've got to live with them. Most times your parents are not even around. It is your neighbors
rather,
that are not of the same religion, that are not of the same tribe, that you might need to depend on for some things before your parents come back. So when you have that kind of upbringing, you never forget it, and you find it easier to relate with people later on in your life. So for Anthony Rudiger, that has really helped him, and now he's basically doing it, just giving back to the society. And I wish that everybody who has ever been poor and who later God blesses would remember that they were once poor and relate with people that way, with humility and not arrogance, just because you have been elevated. And fortunately, many people have had that opportunity of perhaps being in favored position in life today. You look at their upbringing. Many have come from very humble backgrounds, but unfortunately when they get there, they forget that they were ever poor, and that's why you see the poverty gulf widening every day. So, but if everybody that has been lifted out of poverty remembers where it's coming from and tries to give back to it. So there are many people who do that. Many give, but honestly, it's not enough. It's not enough. We need more people to remember this. And even if you've never been poor in your life, why don't you maybe for one day, just one day, pretend that you do not have money, go and live with. I've watched YouTube videos where you see billionaires. Sometimes they do this. There's this program that they call Undercover Boss. Billionaires would, pretend that they are something else and go. So you may even pretend you'll be disguised and everything, and you come and work in your own company just to see how people will relate. I've seen that. Yeah. But I've also seen people do it on their own. A billionaire who's got mansions all over the place pretends like he's homeless just to go and live with homeless people for a couple of hours and see what they go through. So if you are able to do that, and you now know you have mansions everywhere. Many of those places, especially in Abuja, nobody even lives in those houses. Go to Asokoro. I lived in Abuja.
Apart from the gates man,
for many years, you don't even have. Nobody lives in those buildings, and yet there are so many homeless people out there. So instead of building such luxury, houses that you will not even live in, because no matter how wealthy you are, you can only live in one house at a time.
Except in one room.
Except you want to punish yourself. That's why it's okay. I have the money. I'll spend 2 hours in this house. Then I will go to the other house and spend another 2 hours. I didn't come on. What is that? So maybe you could, build low-cost houses, in an estate, and even if you are not going to give it to the poor, at least subsidize it so that people can rent and stay there. But nothing wrong if you even decide to just build it and give it to poor people who are homeless to be living in. You will have maybe even saved so many lives by doing that. So well done to Anthony Rudiger, and we hope that more footballers will emulate him, especially those from Africa, originally from Africa. We hope that they will remember their roots and do their best to help lift the people back home. For how many years Sierra Leone was engulfed in crisis, Sierra Leone and Liberia. So that's why you have many of the Alfonso Davis was his parents had to leave Liberia because of the crisis and everything. So right now, at least his country is relatively peaceful. So he hopes to get back there one day, but even at this moment, he's doing something for his country.
All right, before we start picking your calls, let's look at the fixtures that we've got this weekend, starting from the Nigeria Professional Football League. All matches are slated. We have a game today. I think that game is on at the moment, Plateau United and Nasarawa United. Tomorrow, we're also going to be having one, and then the remaining 8 will take place on Sunday. All right, tomorrow's game will be between Aqua United and Kano Pillars. That promises to be an entertaining one. Umfomodoro versus Rabiu Ali. Then on Sunday, we have the remaining matches. Dakada FC will be at home to Warri Wolves. Eyimba International will play host to Katsina United. FC Fanyuba United versus Wicked Tourist. Elsewhere, Jigawa Golden Stars will be at home to Atland of Owerri. Lobby Stars will entertain Abia Warriors. MFM FC at the Agege Township Stadium will play host to Kora United. Then Rivers United who lost their last game. This time they'll be at home to Adamawa United, and Sunshine Stars will take on Rangers International. These are the matches that we've got in the MPFL this weekend. One is ongoing right now, then one tomorrow, then on Sunday the rest will take place. Then that takes us to the English Premier League. Matches are also slated for this weekend, and as tomorrow Saturday, Everton will face Newcastle United lunchtime. Crystal Palace will take on Wolverhampton Wanderers. That match is at 3 p.m. Same time, Manchester City will play host to Sheffield United, who stunned Manchester United at Old Trafford a few days ago. West Bromwich Albion at the Autons will entertain Fulham. Arsenal will play host to Manchester United at the Emirates Stadium. Elsewhere, Southampton will versus Aston Villa, and that will end on Saturday. Then on Sunday, we've got 4 matches. Chelsea, this time will also be at home again under new manager Thomas Tuchel, and this time to be against Burnley. Leicester City versus Leeds United. West Ham United will take on Liverpool, while Brighton and Hove Albion will face Tottenham Hotspur. That is what to expect in the English Premier League this weekend. Then that takes us to Spain, where we look at the fixtures for the La Liga. Today, Friday, we have a game tonight. Real Valladolid at 8 o'clock will be at home to SD Huesca. Then tomorrow, Saturday, Eibar at lunchtime will play host to Sevilla. Real Madrid versus Levante. Valencia will do battle with Elche. Villarreal will be at home to Real Sociedad. Then on Sunday, it will be Getafe versus Alaves. Cadiz will take on Atletico Madrid, who are the table toppers right now. Then Granada will face Celta Vigo, while Barcelona will take on Athletic Bilbao. A repeat of the Super Copa final. Then on Monday, Real Betis will take on Osasuna. Okay? And now let's look at the Serie A fixtures for this weekend. We've got a game tonight. Torino at 7:45 will be at home to Fiorentina. Then tomorrow, Saturday, Bologna will take on AC Milan. Sampdoria versus Juventus. Inter Milan will take on Benevento. Then on Sunday, it will be Spezia versus Udinese. Atalanta will take on Lazio. Cagliari versus Sassuolo. Crotone will be at home to Genoa. Then Napoli will take on Parma, while AS Roma will entertain Verona. That is what to expect from the Italian Serie A. And to the German Bundesliga tonight, Stuttgart will be at home to Mainz of 05. Then tomorrow, Saturday, FC Union Berlin at 2:30 will play host to Borussia Mönchengladbach. Bayern Munich will face Hoffenheim. Borussia Dortmund will take on Augsburg. Eintracht Frankfurt will face Hertha Berlin. Werder Bremen will take on Schalke 04. RB Leipzig will take on Bayer Leverkusen. Promises to be an explosive game because of the entertaining way they play. Then on Sunday, 2 matches are fixed for Sunday. Cologne will take on Arminia Bielefeld, and we'll have Manuel Dennis Bonaventure making his debut for Cologne in that game. Then Wolfsburg will take on Freiburg. Then lastly, the French Ligue 1 tonight, it will be Lyon versus Bordeaux, and a win for Lyon will take them to top spots. Then Saturday, Montpellier will take on Lens. Marseille will face Rennes. Then Sunday, we have Nice taking on Saint-Etienne. Angers versus Nice. Brest will face Metz. Lorient will take on league leaders Paris Saint-Germain. Strasbourg will take on Reims, while Lille will face Dijon. Then lastly, Nantes will take on AS Monaco. These are the fixtures that we've got for you this weekend. Okay, and guys, you can be part of the show right now, and you can call us on 070-6263-9275, 090-3939-4427, and 081-2178-9154. SMS line 080-7400-9076. Keep the calls coming. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, Danjuma.
Good evening.
How's Auchi?
How to do, sir? Brian, good evening.
Good evening, Daniel.
You see, for a match to finish, we need to don't come to the MSF president. You know, do it. But you see, here last week. For people who they know the rules with their match allowance and bonus, even the coach. At least, if you consider those who will see the dead family, nobody they work who you see no receive salary after 2-3 months. They see they happy to work that work.
But not the same money they no pay them now. Well, they know here as they wait waiting.
And but the money we see if I don't give them the other time, they need to see some money they'll pay them for that time.
That money, that FIFA money now for World Cup. This one the Africa Cup of Nations 2019.
They find way to pay all those guys. Liverpool beat Tottenham yesterday. I know expect that. The people here, the man going for sure. As people just lose that match. I know say no go happy. For Osimhen and Napoli, I hope he play tomorrow or the next tomorrow. Me score goal. Because that's the way he score goal. Now do.
Alright, thank you very much. Hello. Alright, sir, keep the calls coming so we can get your take on the show this evening. Yes, Liverpool fans, where are you guys? After a poor period, now you're about to win a race. Hello. 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 Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah. We want to
good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Insurance. I'm calling from Benin, Sapero.
Oh, insurance from Benin. Go ahead.
I want to say something about Tottenham and Jose Mourinho. You see this desire that Jose Mourinho has put his confidence on in that central defense. I think he's the one that is causing issue for Tottenham. You know, he used to play in the blocking four. Now he was converted and is now playing in centre back. And if you see, there are regular centre backs in Tottenham. We have Sanchez and what's the other guy, the young guy's name? I don't know, I've forgotten his name. Those are regular central backs that have been playing central back right from the academy. And now Eric Dyer is fond of making costly mistakes, and it's costing Tottenham and Jose Mourinho brighter points. My question is, if Tottenham wants to qualify for that top four that they are aiming for, they should find solutions to Eric Dyer. Look at the two costly mistakes he made yesterday. That was what cost Tottenham that much. And I was so disappointed that even in the second half, he continued to play in that centre back. I don't know. Before you know, he will be taken to Euro 2020, and he will not play in that centre back for England. And it's just costing Tottenham. This is not the first time he has been doing it match in, match out. So I don't know. I'm just saying it because we know we have our local Jose Mourinho here that is a Tottenham, a partial Tottenham fan, and also a Jose Mourinho fan. So thank you very much.
Hello.
Hello, it's Jose Mourinho.
Okay, Jose waiting on the wings. Go ahead.
Greetings. And I respond to this guy. I'm not a partial Tottenham fan. I'm a Jose Mourinho fan. If Jose Mourinho comes to Bender Insurance, I will deal with him if I'm invited to the technical crew. I can follow him to anywhere, even to Derby County. I don't mind. So I support Tottenham with all my heart because of Jose. So I don't know how to separate that because Tottenham, unfortunately, and Chelsea are in the Premiership. I'm supposed to be with one team. When Mourinho leaves, I return fully to Chelsea. So just to make that clear. As for Tottenham, they have bad luck with injuries. Yes, because they usually start very well. You know, I think they need backup players. This is why I faulted them not bidding for Osimhen. Osimhen would have done better with either Tottenham or Chelsea, one of these two teams. I don't know what went wrong. If Napoli, with respect to them, could cover the money that they used in buying him from League, Tottenham could have done it too. I mean, the clubs know how they raise this fund. I don't know what went wrong. Osimhen for me is not an Italian league player. He's a Premiership player. He's strong, he's quick, he's very fast, he's good with the head. He's either a French league player or a Premiership player. It's Italian league is not. I just pray he can cope with injuries. And also I wish him to be very lucky with injuries. Because Italian league is very tough and also not a technical league. It's just, you have to be strong
try and score and defend and make sure you get the 3 points. But English League, everybody will see the beauty of your talent. So I think he will find a way to come back to England. Tottenham now, if Kane is injured, they are exposed. If a central defender is injured, they are also exposed. So my sympathy to Tottenham fans. We'll see in the race. I don't know who won. I don't want to know who defeated Tottenham. It's not my business. But I just know Tottenham lost. So I wish Osimhen to start scoring, to get his scoring from back so he can come to England. I don't want him to stay in Italy for so long. Thank you very much.
All right, sir. Try and get back to us so we can get your own take on the show. Good evening.
Hello, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. My master's are leaving now.
Now you be my master.
I go to the call greet you. I want to know whether I can land there. I want to use helicopter.
Okay, we got
3 times where I read there, I know they see you, so I want to use plane.
Okay, you are welcome. I'm in the office, so meet me.
Thank you. But actually, I do know that Muhammad Ali's daughter is also was also a fantastic boxer.
Of course, Leila Ali, she was undefeated also.
You are blessed. Okay, I want to draw your attention to that match between Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. You know the foot. You saw the footwork and the jab, which caught everybody on their feet. That very time. Even the last man was even saying, "Will you not be tired before the match?" And you notice it.
All right,
So Muhammad Ali is my man. Thank you very much. I just want to tell you, say, even though I'm a Chelsea fan, we both here, I'm also a Muhammad Ali fan. Okay. Thank you very much. God bless.
All right, sir. Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, hello, Oga and Oga Kadabra. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening and welcome.
Yeah. Oga,
Oga Tony,
yes.
Okay.
Oga Bakadabra, you are right. The match was the World Cup qualifying match. It was 1990 World Cup, and it was Nigeria versus Cameroon. I think it was after.
No, I think it was Nigeria versus Ghana.
No, not Ghana. It was Nigeria versus Cameroon.
One that
yes, sir. And it was a match after we lost Samuel Okparaji in 1988. So the next match was
89.
89. Yes, it was the next match. The next match after that match against Angola, which Okparaji died. And the next match was
that match, that time. I think it was David Ngodiga that was in goal for Nigeria before. I think he got injured, and then they brought on Christian Obi.
Yes.
I think it was against Ghana. That should be qualifiers for Senegal '92.
You know why I'm very specific, and same time I'm very accurate, because then you are right. Ngodiga was supposed to be in post in that very particular match. Yes. But somehow, Ale that came in. I think in the last minute they brought him in. And it was the final, I think it was in the final minute that even Cameroon scored that match. They ended 1-0 in favor of Cameroon. That match actually stopped us from qualifying for 1990 World Cup. So.
Yeah, I remember that match, but I doubt if that was the match that...
It was, sir.
Okay, all right, I'll do this, but I'm beginning to think that it was against Ghana. Against Ghana.
No.
For the 1992.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
And I will take this and look at the SMS. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. This is Coach Hati.
Coach who?
Coach Hati, Mission Road.
Okay. Is it your first time of calling this show?
So I called for one time. This will be my third time or so. I used to call, but it doesn't go through. So I was just hearing about Algo that knows the speech during a match. And somebody just called me and said it was a match between Nigeria and Cameroon. I still remember that match was between Nigeria and Ghana.
Yeah.
And the match was played in Ghana.
Yes, in
But even me, I will have to rush out. The camera guy, maybe before I drop, man, I will still call his name. I will have to rush out to pick this ball. With the speed of the guy coming, he now uses his knee to bruise Agu. The two teeth now drop. They stop the match. Then the later continue. That match is in my memory. I still remember.
Yeah.
When you still was
Nigeria lost that game 1-0. I remember Dimeji Lawal, that game and played so well for Nigeria.
Yeah. So that was what happened in that match. And you already tell us that you will still check so that everybody will now give that. This is how it is. And we want you to tell us tomorrow morning.
No, I can tell you right now, it is a Nations Cup qualifier against Ghana in Kumasi. So it was that match against Cameroon. I don't think Alayago was not in that squad. It was David Godiga who was in goal, because I remember that match against Angola. David Godiga even saved the penalty in that match. Yeah, so David Godiga was in goal in that game against Cameroon. Then he got injured. I think he was hit in the head, so they took him out. And I think Christian Obi, if I remember his name, Christian Obi now came in before Oman Biyik got the bullet header for Cameroon, and they beat us 1-0. So it wasn't
exactly.
It was
exactly. Yeah, Abracadabra. I hate the house there.
All right, let's look at the messages now. I promise that we are going to be taking more this evening.
Okay. Couple of them here. Anytime I want to talk about the novelty match that happened at Western Boys, when I call, I end up saying another thing. Well, it's all right. Elvis from Lucky Way. Why do you keep talking about something else when you call in? Amadou Pinnick is finding it difficult to run MPFL like a standard league. His time as chairman did not improve our football. Let him stay here and work than going on a post at SCAF. No offense, let him focus on Nigerian football than going to CAF with logistics. Ernest from Sapele. Ernest, I don't know, but I don't think he even understands I'm trying to look for something to say that you wouldn't find it offensive. But I'm sorry, but I don't think you even understand football
out of the line.
From what you are saying. Amadou Pinnick is not running the Nigerian Professional Football League. It's not the person that is start now. Shehu Diko is the chairman of the Nigerian Professional Football League. Amadou Pinnick is the president of the Nigerian Football Federation. You are talking about Amadou Pinnick going to CAF. Amadou Pinnick is already in CAF. In fact, at some point he was the first vice president of CAF. He's going for the FIFA Council. Okay, so please, before we send messages, let's get our facts right. This one says, good evening. Talking of offside goals, please, I need clarity. A person coming from an offside position touches the ball and it leads to a goal. Will that goal stand? No, the goal is not supposed to stand according to the rules. But when you have a situation where the opposing player touches the ball, he now kind of plays the one coming from the offside. You kind of play him onside. And that was, I think Wale Opatola sent me the match that I was trying to remember in the morning. I think it was Aston Villa, Man City versus Aston Villa. That goal that Rodri scored. Yeah, that was the one I was trying to remember. So if you watch that game, you will see that an Aston Villa player chested the ball and was about to clear out. I think it was Tyrone Mings. That was when Rodri came from behind and got the ball and went on to score. So in that situation, from what the referees association was saying, that he wasn't offside. But as I mentioned in the morning, they have now told the referees to apply their discretion. So maybe in future that kind of play will be flagged offside against Manchester City. This one says YC from Sapele Road. Arsenal will win against Man U 2-1. Okay. Good day, guys in the studio. As an athlete, I am not happy with what the governor said about Edo State not having funds to host Edo 2020, which is scheduled to start February 14th. What happened to the money they earmarked for the games before it was postponed? Secondly, in this kind of situation, is the federal government and sports ministry at the federal level not in a position to help the states, considering the fact that it's a national competition? Why is it that the only thing our leaders handle seriously is elections? They can even go and borrow money to organize elections. I am the king of the boxing ring, Israel from Wasota. Well, Israel, I think there are certain things that you need to understand. Even the Olympic Games, was money not earmarked? Are they not now telling us that it has gone beyond budget, $2 billion beyond? So even if the Edo State government has earmarked money, with what happened with COVID and everything, you think everything will remain the way it is? And you should also understand the National Sports Festival. It's not the State Sports Festival, it's the National Sports Festival.
Yeah, we are
so
only
it is the national government, the federal government of Nigeria, using the Ministry of Sports that organizes it. So it's not like it's the state thing, although the state usually comes in and brings in money to say they want to bid to host this competition. But the National Sports Festival itself was it not in 1973 that we had the first one? It was meant to foster national unity after what happened, unfortunately, with the civil war that Nigeria was involved in from 1967 to 1970. So it is more of a federal than a state thing. So I think we should get all of these things right before we send in messages to criticize. Oga Ibra, Mourinho and that Man United did not give him time. What is he doing now at Tottenham? I thought that he was going to win the league from greatness. Okay, so you mean now that he has time at Tottenham, he has not won the league? Okay. Good evening, men of sports. Manchester United will beat Arsenal 2-1. Please, any transfer from Manchester United, rejoice from Aurora. No,
nothing concrete.
Leicester City's second goal against Chelsea was allowed even when Vardy was coming from an offside position. Prezi in Okomu, did he interfere with play? So it's not just about coming from an offside position. Did he touch the ball? Did he make the pass? I can't even remember that goal. But when a player is coming from an offside position and he interferes with play, that is when it is offside. That's when it's supposed to, the assistant referee is supposed to raise his flag, or the referee is supposed to sound his whistle. Okay? So those are the messages that we have.
All right, let's see if we can get one or two calls before calling to wrap on the show this evening. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hello. Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, okay, got me.
This is Mr. Gordon Ibemodia. Yeah, calling from the eastern part. Wow. However, I want to quickly commend Liverpool last night. They were very, very good. It seems that their match is still there. The heart of a champion was actually put to bed yesterday against Tottenham. Of course, the way I see it, the title race is still very much open between Man City, Liverpool. Of course, I mean, still can't marry, but not that one, because I know that they will drop down. And again, I'm particularly impressed. So far, so good with the new coach that we just got, Thomas Tuchel. He seems to actually, at least, introduce a bit of energy to the team. And, they come to the I think they have to do one, and he really I think going forward,
Mr. Gordon Demuja, we are struggling to hear you, and that's the reason why we had to cut the phone off. All right, the phone lines are still buzzing, but we can't take any because we've got the news break coming up in the next 3 minutes. Many thanks to you guys for being part of the show, and to my strike partner this evening, Salih Ibrahim, the Bakadaba Sports. Many thanks to you too. My name is Evo Sagbekan, the Sports Maestro. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 3:30 to give you the weekend sports show that you've been waiting for. That is the 3-hour show. So you guys keep a date with us tomorrow, and we'll be here to make your weekend memorable one. All right, enjoy the rest of your day as we sign out this evening. See you tomorrow, and bye-bye.
There are many reasons to study at Benson Idahosa University. Here are just 3. 1. Strong faculties with global academic authorities and international affiliations. 2. Records of great academic achievements of students and alumni. 3. Exciting campus life coupled with a healthy spiritual environment. For more information, please visit www.biu.edu.ng or call 0814-990-6200. Your future starts here.